welcome to the TreeFrog Show and friends. And we have a very special guest. We have a famous photographer.
Yeah.
Amanda
Gentilly.
I say Gentile.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
You're
That's
very
fine.
gentle.
Yeah. No, I'm not, though. That's the problem.
So, yeah. Tree.
Hi.
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 Hello.
I approve this message.
You do?
Booyah!
Booyah!
Yes. I had to get the booyah.
I did owe that booyah.
Oh, man, I love this. So this is going to be the final show for a few weeks, Tree.
I know.
In Easton at the old ECAT Studios. And as Amanda's waving to my phone, because we are on my Ustream, hello.
Hello.
Hello. And yeah, so.
You excited?
Yeah. Let's
Big
get
show.
It.
This
get
is a big
excited.
show.
This is an epic show.
I know.
We got a first ever on the show female
Yeah.
co-host.
Oh, you know what? You gotta go big or go home. Just
Exactly.
saying.
Especially a final show for a few weeks.
Yeah, that's
You
pretty
know,
awesome.
like, thank you for coming in at very short notice.
I was literally in my garden weeding. And
You have a garden.
Yeah, I do, actually. It's 25 by 22.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm
Are
taking
you
my garden.
rich? Your
No.
photography's getting you
No,
somewhere,
please.
huh?
There's no money in
Did
rock
you marry
photography.
into
No, not
richness?
even at all.
Did you marry into a garden?
The garden?
Did you marry into a guy that had a garden?
No, we're just renting an awesome house, and when we moved in the winter, and I was like, listen to the owner. I'm like, do you mind if I have a little garden? Because I did a garden last year, and I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And I was really into it. Like every day I went out and watered it, and it was my zen. And the guy goes, yeah, right under all that snow is like this big patch that's already, it's huge, and they have a garden there. And I'm like, yes. And I go and I'm ready, and I started all these seedlings. I have this whole like thing going, a greenhouse, the whole 9 yards, right? And then I start like tilling it up when it's
Yeah.
time. And you get down about 6 inches, and it's all like this clay. I'm like, oh, it's all like sandy clay soil. And
So how long did it take you to be able to?
well, no, I put everything in the ground, and everything's starting. It's
And
gonna
you
be a
spent
while.
all the money on this?
Well, yeah. Well, you get a couple packages of seeds and little, you know what I mean?
What are you
Yeah.
growing?
The morning glory seeds. I heard those things mess you up pretty well if you eat them. So.
No, I never actually. I'm growing.
Eating seeds is the pastime activity. That was from System of a Down. That's what it means.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Oh.
go ahead.
Oh, we have lettuce, broccoli, carrots, peas, zucchini, cucumber,
Tomatoes?
tomatoes. 2 types of tomatoes.
So
3
not
types of
only
tomatoes.
do you take pictures, but you're also a Martha Stewart.
Oh,
Totally.
yeah,
Totally.
yeah,
Totally.
That's
With vegetables at
yeah. Maybe on the jail end of Martha's.
least. Yeah.
You don't see me color coordinating my stuff at all.
No.
Yeah. So
That's
here I
your.
am.
That's
my
your
that's
garden.
my little
your
yeah
little zen.
yeah.
I don't even really
Yeah.
think I have. Is it mine? Is probably playing music.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's gotta
You
have
know.
their outlet.
Yeah, I think mine is headbanging. To
Head banging?
to
Headbanging.
play music. You
It
know.
calms me down. I like to turn on Pantera
You know what's
every once in a while.
You know what's
I'm in
crazy?
a bad mood.
Is that you know those people that say how can you listen to that angry music?
Yeah.
Me personally,
Mhm.
it actually does calm me down
That's
like a little
just-
bit.
That's like people with ADHD.
I have ADHD.
you
so-
you give them caffeine, and it does the opposite. It slows you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Music.
I
kinda,
love
like,
music.
It really puts me in a place, like especially music that you relate to, like the lyrics. People are like, how can you understand those lyrics? I don't know, maybe because I'm listening.
Well,
Even with
yeah.
screaming, I can understand sometimes.
Well,
Sometimes
you
like,
gotta
it's
look it
sensitive.
up. You gotta look
Yeah.
up. What are they saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on.
yeah.
Don't tell me there isn't one
No,
time that you
death
found
metal
out
is hard
you
to
were
do.
singing the
Yeah.
complete wrong
Oh yeah.
lyrics.
What lyrics? I can't really. Oh, you know which was hard? I know we're getting off topic with the metal, but Snow, the hip hop, the rapper. Remember Snow?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Informer.
yeah.
And you know what I used to
Informer.
do? I used to be like, Informer. That's a down.
That's funny that you say the song. Oh God, standing in line to see the show
Tonight.
Yes,
is
so
the
they say all this
night
stuff. So my kids, like, I decided one day it would be funny because I'm like, you could say anything. So we're like, fruit snacks, dog food, and my kids do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's freaking
That's how I was
hilarious.
like,
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That REM song, Leonard Bernstein. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I know because everything else is like, blah, 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 and you could just say anything.
Yeah, the only ones I can't. I'm off the top of my head. I can't think of any like metal that I've just started singing and thinking it was something different. I don't really know. I can't think off the top of my head, but there are songs like that. Like mine would be Snow. That nobody can sing that song. Only he can. I think he only knows what the hell he's saying.
Well, once you like look it up, then
Yeah.
and then like people look
Yeah,
at
but
you
not
weird when
everything
you
is
actually know
CDs
the words.
anymore. Really, you can't really. Well, you can actually look it up online, I guess.
Yeah, you could probably. Everything's got lyrics.
What were they? I mean, like, did Vanilla Ice go so well that they were like, dude, let's get another white guy?
Yeah.
But like, let's go Jamaican with this white guy.
Yeah,
Not
and-
just black. Let's go full on black Jamaican.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. No.
I
yeah,
don't know if they were going with that.
And Vanilla Ice turned hardcore for a little bit.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a bad idea.
Ice, ice, baby.
Goodness, that was so bad.
That was actually better than the original, I think.
Did he call himself Dry Ice?
Yeah. You know what? I used to have a jukebox at home at my old house. We had all the old stuff like Vanilla Ice. We had Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on there.
That
we
sounds
had
like
everything.
the best jukebox
Yeah.
ever.
We did. We have all old stuff. We had like Living on
He's
a
like,
Prayer.
I got a vintage jukebox at my house. We used to listen
We
to
did.
the Vanilla Ices and
We had Run DMC in there. We had everything in there.
That's
man.
awesome,
Yeah,
actually.
that was. I don't know what happened to it. I think
Oh,
we,
you need to find that.
No, I think we tried to sell it, but
Tried to
was
sell
so-
it.
it
No.
was broken a little bit.
Oh. Oh no,
All right.
he
well,
cannot reach.
You
the
can't reach the
Pepsi.
soda.
That's awful.
Now the pictures that you take. What made you get into photography to begin with?
Okay, so I've always had like a visual kind of thing. That was I could always see things a little bit different. I'm like a fifth generation printer.
Yeah.
My father used to make plates to go on the printing press. So he would take everything and align it, and that's just, it's in my blood, I guess. And I always really liked to take pictures, but you know, now it's become this thing where anybody can get a camera and they're a photographer.
Yeah,
and
on the phone is
yeah,
the perfect
oh, I don't even want to get started because I'm gonna lose it.
thing.
I had someone just last week or this past week go, well, it's all a good photographer. It's all about the editing. Would you rather spend the time out on the field taking pictures or take one and in the comfort of your home edit the crap out of it? And I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
No. I said, ugh. And
I
I
love it.
am one to, you know, I learned backwards.
Yeah.
And I really did. I would shoot things on auto and I would edit them to look the way that I wanted
Yeah.
at first.
Yeah.
Because I had no formal training until I just took a film photography class, and I just finished with that. But I taught myself all my settings eventually.
Right.
But I've been doing this for about 3 years, almost 4 years now, and I started because my daughter has ADHD and my son is on the autism spectrum, and it was really difficult to bring them to a studio anywhere because they're not going to sit still.
Yeah.
They're not going to smile. They're not those kids that like will pose
Yeah.
or whatever. Like
It's
most
like
of their
me.
pictures are, you know. And I looked into having someone come to us, and it was like stupid money.
Just buy your own camera for that price.
Well, and
Yeah.
I was like,
You know.
well, my thought was, you know, other parents must face this. There has to be other parents that, you know, there has to be another option. And
Yeah,
so
you're not the only one out there.
well, yeah, and so I decided that I was going to be an affordable option to do in-home photography to start. And I would go to people's houses that had kids, you know, special needs kids or kids that just, you know, were really rambunctious and just didn't do well in a studio. And I took a different approach with them. I took like what I do with my kids is, you know, you kind of hone in on what they love. You find out ahead of time. You ask a lot of questions. and you don't make them sit for very long. And you just bust out all of the things and you get that raw emotion.
Sounds perfect for me.
It'd be awesome. And that's kind of where I went with the candid moments.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the parents, there are like the very posed pictures and stuff, but a lot of the parents will go, wow, that's really my kid. That's really my kid's smile. And it works. And I was going with everybody, all these backgrounds and like tacking up like a jillion little, backgrounds. And I said, no, this isn't going to go well. It's going to be very expensive. And one day, because all of my great ideas come in the bathtub, and I was in the bathtub. No,
I think that mine comes on the toilet.
Yeah, see, in the tub.
In the
like,
bathroom is probably the way.
Yeah, it's
most
like
of your
the
thoughts come
spot.
from.
If I could work from my tub, I totally would.
That would be awesome.
No, I really.
Everybody
really
come to my tub.
No,
Let's
well, I
take
don't.
pictures.
What are you? She gonna have a desk and drawers?
No, I'm just gonna. I want to
When
get
you're
one
rich,
of those
you can
things.
do that.
I'm gonna have like a screen mounted so
Yeah.
that I can edit. I'm gonna have waterproof mouse.
Yeah, there you go.
It's gonna
Perfect.
be freaking rad.
It's
Anyways,
a whole new level of working at home.
Yeah.
I'm saying. And so I was thinking back because I'm an AV geek, and I took years of TV studio in high school, and I went, ooh, green screen. So if I use a green screen, I'll never have to buy another background. And I have so much stock photography of my own that I can put in. I mean, I can do anything. When I first got the green screen, came in and I said, well, let's see how this works. And so I was like, what's the coolest thing I can think to do? And I set it up and I sat on it and I kind of curled myself into a ball and I put myself on the moon. And I was like, wow. It's actually on my website, on the main page. If you scroll down here, it's my website is myecmphoto.com.
Yeah.
And if you go,
Some good pictures right there.
that's actually the process. You see the woman and her daughter. You start out with just, a green screen, and I layer in the images behind them, and you really can do
So you took all these pictures.
Yep. Oh yeah. And it started out with just green screen, and then I'm too ADD to stick to one thing, I guess.
Oh, I can't do
I have
that.
to have my hands in everything.
Yep.
And
And it goes to your last comment about, would you rather just take one picture and edit the crap out of it, or take a bunch? I think if you take a bunch, you'll get so much more out of the person that they're doing certain things each time.
Oh,
So
yeah. Yeah.
A kid's not gonna sit there, so if you keep taking them, you're gonna get a perfect moment.
Yeah,
So-
and that's the thing is and once you learn your settings, I mean, you don't have to do a whole lot of editing, and it took a long time for me to get any
Yeah.
kind of grip on it, because I literally took an entire day and just walked around and took a shot and looked at what the aperture did and and changed it, and then took another shot just so I could see, because I'm very visual like that. And then I took a whole night and I spent seeing what ISO and how grainy things would be, and that really got I was able to wrap my head around it a lot more.
It's almost like musicians do that way too. Like, musicians will take songs and will spend hours on one song
Right.
and just pick it apart until it's perfect.
Well,
You know how long bands don't just come up with a song and it happens just like that.
right.
It
That's
takes
very, very
a
rare.
long process to get a hit single or whatever. So it's almost like the same thing for photography.
Yeah,
you
well,
know
you
what I mean?
got to put your time in, and no matter what, no matter what, if you want to do it and you want to do it well, you have to put your time in. Nothing just comes.
Yeah.
I mean, if it does, the best to
God
you.
bless you.
Yeah, exactly.
You-
And speaking of bands, I do some live performance photography, and I've been really, 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 really lucky, in the sense that I got my foot in the door to the most amazing opportunities. I started by writing to Radio 92.9, and just, I mean, there was joking in the email, and I was like, you know what? This is what I do. I want to get my name out to, the crowd, and so I can reach parents of kids that might need my services. I think that you should give me a backstage pass to Earth Fest and let me shoot it for you guys, and you guys can have the pictures. And I didn't think anything. You know what I mean? I sent
Yeah.
it, and I was like, "Pfft," I think I wrote to 100 places that day. And Jason Rossi got back to me, one of the on-air personalities,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Yeah, that's a great idea." And I went,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well,
and I started out doing Earth Fest, that first Earth Fest, and it was like the Spin Doctors and
Wow.
E6. And
wow, there you go.
yeah, and then they picked me up. I got an email, "Hey, you want to do Flogging Molly at the House of Blues?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And that opened the door to working with someone that's really close to me, and he was mixing Jimmy Buffett at a private party in Newport, Rhode Island, actually. And I went in to wire his system. That's how I got my foot in, and I talked to the people that were backing up. It's the Baja Brothers. They're great guys. And I said, "I have my camera," and they said, "Shoot away." And I
Nice.
literally you know what? At that point, I was like, I found out if you don't open your mouth, you never get anywhere.
Nope.
And the worst thing they can say is no.
Exactly.
And take it as far as someone will let you. So I have shots, they're the raw shots, and I have, oh God, hundreds from that day. I'm like right behind Jimmy Buffett shooting over his shoulder at the crowd and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And that, I think, by far, now I've gotten a lot of musicians under my belt at this point, and I think that was the most awe-inspiring moment. I don't get really starstruck or
Yeah.
anything, but he was taking requests, and I literally, he's like, "Oh, does anybody want to hear anything?" And I'm like, no further away than this camera, and I was like, "Can you play Son of a Sailor for my dad?" And he goes, "Yep," and he starts, and I just turned on. I mean, the video itself, I wasn't planning on doing video, so I
Right.
didn't bring a tripod. And I put my viewfinder out, and he starts playing. I'm recording, and I just did this, and I'm looking at Jimmy Buffett, and I'm looking at my viewfinder, and I just went,
Yeah.
and it was very I was like, wow, this is
See, now mine wasn't as big as probably Jimmy Buffett. Different styles of music that I'm about to say, but like you said, you don't know unless you open your mouth.
Right.
So I have two incidents that this happened. One, I just for craps and giggles, I was like, I'm gonna message, the drummer from All That Remains. So I messaged him and asked him if he would do an interview and stuff. He said, yeah, perfectly. He did it for 2 hours for free, everything. My
Wow.
online radio show.
that's awesome.
And then my second one is there's a band, I forget, goes to show you, I forget the name of the band because I just messaged them because they're smaller, but like they're on tour with Five Finger Death Punch. So I'm like, wow, I see they're playing October 6th in at the Songus Arena. So I'm like, well, I just sent them a message on Facebook just for craps and giggles, and their management emailed me, and they're going to get back to me before the show to see if maybe I can go there and get an interview with them. So you really don't know until you open your mouth, like you said. You know what I mean?
And now that I've done this enough, I walk around. If they tell me no, that's where I stop. But if you walk in like you kind of own the place and you're supposed
Yeah.
to be there, it seems to really kind of.
That's probably the best trick you can teach anybody that wants to get into stuff like this, entertainment. Just act like you belong there. Walk in like you know where you're
Yep.
going.
Except for what, not everybody can do it, because now then you're trying to perpetuate like fans that have no business being
Being
anywhere.
there, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because they're just going to go all over the...
Right.
person
But
they're
if
there
you
to see.
if you're there for a purpose, I mean, like I walk in and I like my lanyards. These are like my battle.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
Some people get like
I've been places.
yeah, and Flutie Bowl. Doug Flutie does a
Look at that.
Yeah.
Earth Fest. You
Earth
got
Fest,
everything here.
The Wolf Den.
All access, Mix Fest. She's the legit Radio 290, 92. Look at that.
Yeah.
See, you got to get her. You got to get her to take
Um,
pictures. And how much? And what's the charge?
All right, so
Rates.
right now,
Because we're gonna probably take a break soon. I want to get the rate of.
Oh, well, I shoot everything. I
Yep.
just want to touch on that. To do in-home stuff, the setting is $10 a kid, and we kind of work out something after that, whether it be current packages or whatnot. Weddings, I shoot weddings. I shoot the crap out of weddings.
Hey, speaking of which, I got a wedding coming up in September.
There you go. I have all of my rates on the website. Bands, I do by the set.
Yeah.
And we kind of do like a setup fee, whatnot, and then, I'll be there for like $200 a set, and then we'll talk,
Yeah.
whatever you need for images or whatnot. What else do I shoot? Everything. I don't even know.
You're doing pretty well with it too. Huh?
Well, you know what?
Well, you're getting there. Though.
Yeah, I mean,
You got to start somewhere.
right now, I actually took a job. I want to give a shout out to Bill Kenny Productions. And the crew.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, that crew is nasty, and I've learned a lot. They do really they just did Boston Calling, that music festival down in and that crew can move. I started with them, and I've been doing we just did a build for Mass General Hospital, and they have me in the video area, and I'm learning. I want to give a shout out to the wizard Dustin.
Yeah.
I don't know his last name. I don't know where I know he's from California, and I am just thankful that he did not choke me, because he totally could have, because I don't know everything, and I'll be the first to admit that. Show me how you want it done once, and then it'll stick.
Yeah.
And I ended up, he didn't tell me that when you're running lines to projectors that it matters which end you start with. So we ran this all along the truss, and out of 21, I screwed up 5 of them, so we had to go back right before the truss was going to go up, and I was like,
Yeah, but it's a learning experience.
yeah, but then I'm holding everybody up. I feel
Yeah.
like a jerk. Yeah,
Yeah, but they like you enough to have you there.
you know
so.
what? It's all about the attitude. I'm not trying to be anyone's boss. I'm not trying to, I want to go and
You're
I
your
want to
own
learn
boss.
and I want to get the job done.
Yeah.
And there's some satisfaction in I started my own business because I was not in the mindset to be a team player for a while. And now I'm finding that I can be with the right people.
Well, yeah, you got to branch because that's where you want to go where the money is.
Well, and I want the experience.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It doesn't. Yeah, it's a steady paycheck
Yeah.
and whatnot, but it's invaluable. Some of the things. I mean, I've had the guys from Boston play Amanda for me, the
Yeah.
instrumentals. And you can't buy something like that.
No.
And it's just, if it means moving some road cases and shooting for free,
Yeah.
you
This show started off on my iMac at his house.
Really?
and now
now-
we're here. Yeah, it's not live, but we're here
Look
doing
at
it
us
here.
now.
Look at us now.
yeah, well, and you can edit out
Yeah.
any of my
anything.
swearing.
Yeah, you haven't sworn yet.
Oh.
I don't want to
Time.
jinx it.
Yeah, don't jinx it.
Take this moment if you would like to swear. We'll
No,
Yeah, we
no.
can edit it out. I'm doing it right after the show. I just usually just edit the swear myself. I'd be like, you say what?
Yeah, I don't know if I think that far ahead, but
Yeah,
I've been trying to be good. Yeah, so if anybody, why does my phone?
Everybody loves you. Is that your
Stop.
husband?
No, I set alarms. I'm ADHD, and I
So
go.
shut it off.
That's it.
You're lucky this isn't live. That we're not a big radio show.
Well, it's to remind me to get my kids. I have to. You can't
oh
forget
yeah,
the kids.
no, you can't
Oh.
forget your kids.
You know what I mean? Bus
you are
is
right
coming.
now, though, aren't you?
No. I got somebody at home. I
right, well-
get people to hold it down.
Take this time to plug your website, do everything you need to
Go
do.
to myecmphoto.com, and there is a way to contact. I will shoot the crap out of anything. What I don't have up on there is boudoir sessions, which are, Father's Day is coming up. Lingerie. Dudes love
Woo!
lingerie.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I am a female. Make it more comfortable for you. Do up a little book or something for your husband, and I don't care. They're gonna love it. I have definitely people that have been like, "Hey, can you talk my wife into doing that again?"
Woohoo!
But I shoot the crap out of anything. So whatever it is that you might need, hit me up and we'll talk.
All right.
So yeah.
So, right now we are gonna take a break, go smoke a butt, do something, and we're gonna interview the bass player who I'm friends with and went to high school with, who was in a band called The Ghost Inside.
Excellent.
So he will be calling from California, yay!
Ooh.
Cali. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. With the co-host, with the most, Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Jennifer. I was thinking of
Amanda?
Gentile. I was thinking
Gentilly.
I'm saying Gentile. I don't care. That's what it sounds like. That's what it looks like. I don't think gentle.
I put
Gentle?
Gentilly.
How about gently?
Let me just change your name.
Yeah,
okay?
let's just change your name
Okay,
altogether.
yeah.
All right, so I told you when we come back, we're going to be interviewing James Riley from the band The Ghost Inside.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
And is he on the phone? Are you there, James?
Oh, I'm here.
Hi, James.
Hello, Frog Dog. What's up?
How have you been, dude? It looks like you're doing pretty well for yourself.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I sort of fell into being in this band with some friends of mine, and I just thought it was a cool chance to play some shows. And then the next thing you know, my wait, can I say the F word?
No. I forgot to tell you. It's okay. We can edit that out.
All right. Yeah, so I joined this band, and then the next thing you know, my passport is full. It's 6 years later. The band is my full-time job. It's been a crazy trip, man. Definitely not what I expected out of life.
I know. Well, are you living in a mansion yet?
No.
You don't have the Playboy girls there with you or anything?
No. You know, it's not really like that for us. Our scene is full of big dudes with beards and their heavily tattooed girlfriends.
Yeah, well, you know.
They should hire me to be their road crew.
See,
I would bring.
now, James, I got an actual photographer in with me and a co-host with me for our final show for the next few weeks, and it's gonna be an epic final show, and I'm glad you're on it. And she actually takes photographs of bands and all that stuff, so she might. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that you should hire me to come on tour, and I am a great box pusher. I can set up equipment. I bring the rock star look to another level. I am less bearded than most.
Okay.
It'd be kind of weird if you had like a beard.
We have a strict no girls on tour policy in our band because we are a bunch of like horny,
There you go.
middle-aged dudes.
Yo,
That's like all of my friends.
I got a question to ask you, James. Now,
Ask away.
when I went on tour with the band I was in, we had a thing called lodgings. Now, it's where if you find a female on tour, that's the house you sleep at. You get the master bedroom. You get the first dibs on the shower. You get everything. Do you guys do that?
There was a time that was definitely the case.
Didn't work out so well.
Now
it
you
sounds
probably
like.
have a tour bus.
Yeah, we do. We've been traveling in a bus for the last few tours. We actually don't even own a van anymore, but when we did, there was always like the sign at the merch table that was like, "Hey, we would love donations of beer, cigarettes, or a place to stay tonight."
Dude, we lived off of fudge rounds.
Ooh.
Oh man. We
what-
we used to all have jobs at home in order to save money to go on tour because going on tour was like a money losing proposition and everybody would throw in money for gas. We lived on Taco Bell and Natty Ice.
Yep. Now, with everything that's been going on with you, what has been the most epic? The word for today on this show is called epic. Okay, what has been the most epic tour you have been on?
Wow.
Or experience.
Yeah, or
You know what I
epic
mean?
experience.
Like, you run into some.
Like mine is visiting Dimebag Darrell's gravesite. You know what I mean? That was mine. So
Yeah. Well, the first year that I joined the band, we toured in Australia with Parkway Drive.
there you go. Great band.
Yeah, they're like beyond any level that I imagined. You know, we had friends that were like in bands that were pretty big, and we used to go to shows at places like the Worcester Palladium, and I thought that was the biggest venue in the world. And then the first show we played in Australia with Parkway Drive was like almost 7,000 people at this like amphitheater where John Mayer would play.
Wow.
And I remember walking out on stage to play and having like an actual panic attack, like my heart beating out of my chest. Because I fall over on stage a lot, I'm really clumsy, and I was like, there are so many people here that are going to see me trip and fall and land on my face. It's terrible.
Well, we're looking at pictures as you're talking right now, and let me tell you something. I've been on tour and everything, and I can say that has been awesome for me. But playing in front of that many people is
Yeah, that's
just
an awesome
would just
photo,
be.
actually.
I don't know how to explain it. It's almost as good as sex, I guess. Like I'm
what,
serious. Like I just want to know, how does it feel playing in front of that many people?
To be honest, the band has grown so steadily over the last few years that when we started playing, we're like, oh, 50 kids, this is so crazy. And then it was like 150 kids, this is crazy. And then all of a sudden we were like 1,000 kids, 5,000 kids. We're doing these festivals in Europe where like we're going to be over there in like 2 weeks and play for like 25,000 people. And it happened so gradually, like, you know, like when your hair goes gray, that you're like, oh, no, my hair's not gray. And then one day you look in the mirror and you're like, no, I'm gray.
It's like my beard.
Totally gray.
I don't have
Yeah, so
I don't have hair on top still there, James. So I'm sure you remember me being bald at 15 years old.
yeah,
Excellent.
you were bald when we were playing like under 10 soccer together.
Yeah, seriously, playing baseball and everything. That's crazy. And to see where you're at now is just amazing. Like that is just every musician's dream, is to be able to get to the point where this is your full-time gig. Because everybody wants to do what they love to do. You know what I mean? And in order to work. Like me, I want to do this. You know, and whether it's playing music, like right now I'm actually doing a cover band, James. It's taking well, you know how DJs do mashups with like
Oh,
hip hop and rock? We're doing it live though. We're gonna be doing like old hip hop and taking rock and mixing it together. And
That's awesome.
yeah, I mean, I just wish I could do what you're doing, but like now for the viewers, like when can we see you playing in Massachusetts?
I know, but as per contractual obligations, I'm not allowed to officially tell you. But
Ooh.
it'll be in the fall. We
All
have a
right. Well, you could
very
tell me
big-
off air.
Yeah, I'll text it to you in code.
Yes. And then maybe we can get like a face-to-face interview when you play.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to have you come out and embarrass me in front of all my new
Of
friends with
yes,
old
of
stories.
course.
I
Backstage
have a,
passes and everything. That'd be sweet.
I have a question that I ask every band that I ever interview, and let me just ask you, what is the most awkward fan-based incident that you've had so far?
Good question.
Oh my God, the dudes bust my chops about this all the time. I don't think of us as being anything special. Like, the guys in the band are my friends. We're all kind of nerdy. Like, I don't view us as being any sort of like celebrity, rock star, any of that stuff.
Yep.
So we were on tour a few years ago, and we were like kind of sitting in the stairwell of the venue, like having a beer before the show. And this kid comes up and he goes, "Oh, it's so amazing to meet you." And I went, "Yeah, man, it's really normal to meet you." Because to me, like, it's just, like, we're just normal guys.
Yeah.
But the guys in the band were like, "Dude, I think you just crushed that kid's spirits." Like, I
Aw.
saw the kid for the rest of the night, and he was just like walking around like, "Oh, hey." Because I don't know. I think he like had this big like picture of meeting the rock stars in his mind. And
Yeah.
I like totally brought him back to reality, and I was like, "No, we're normal. We're gonna go play Call of Duty."
Yeah. Well, dude, that's kind of wrong to do to a kid, man.
But to me, I was trying to, be like, "Yeah, we're normal guys," and I didn't realize how it came out. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
Totally crushed this kid's dream.
He's like, I'm not playing instruments anymore.
Yeah,
It-
exactly. We get a lot of really fun interactions with our fans overseas too. Like, we've been to Japan a couple of times, and the kids will go crazy the whole time you're playing a song, and they'll clap when it's done, and then they just stand there and look at you and like pay attention and are so respectful in between songs. It's so awkward.
Now, I've always wondered that. Do they have, like, people... Now, do they even understand... Like, do you guys have, like, a projector that pulls out the lyrics and stuff, like, can they speak? They can't really speak English out there, can they? Or some of them might, but
It doesn't. Well, you just gotta. You can sing along to anything if you
yeah, I
listen
know.
to it
But
enough.
if they're
you know?
speaking in Chinese, I mean, how does that work when they're meeting
You know
you?
what? There's like it's weird. We've had kids like they'll be in the front row singing along the whole time in like some weird country, and you'll be like, "Oh, that's so sick." The kid knows like all the words, or it looks like they know all the words.
Yeah.
And you'll see them like after the show, and they don't know any English. They're like, "Could we make photo?" And you're like, "Yeah, sure."
Of course. You can make any photo you want.
Yeah.
Now, so, like, you're saying that you're going to be coming out here soon. You could text me when you're going to be coming out. We'll talk about maybe getting an interview. And by then, I'm going to school in July. So who knows what will happen by then. I might even be at a real radio station. You never know. And so we're going to be playing your video for Out of Control. Now, I know it's weird to, like, I know how some, I did an interview with Jason Costa from All That Remains, and he didn't feel comfortable commenting on lyrics and stuff. I didn't know if you know, like, the background but with this song and stuff like that. I see some of your lyrics have something to do with, like, being bullied, all that stuff like that. So, like, I didn't know.
Yeah, this song in particular is kind of about people that take their personal beliefs a little bit too far. There's a lot of issues in the world right now. Everybody knows what they are, where, if you're a certain political party, you're supposed to think a certain way, and people are trying to push their personal beliefs on the world or turn their personal beliefs into laws. And, we're just the kind of band that thinks everyone's got to live for themselves. And, the number one rule of life, I think, is to just not be a jerk. And this song in particular is about people that are, pushing those personal beliefs onto other people.
All right, man. I want to thank you for taking the time with us, and you can text me some things that you can't speak of, and and you can introduce the song right now, man, and just tell people what they're about to see.
Cool. This is Jim from The Ghost Inside, and you're about to watch the video for our single, Out of Control, off the album Your Youth on Epitaph Records.
Yep, and we're about to go nuts watching it, so this is pretty sick, dude. Some sick stuff.
Yeah, cool, man. Stay in touch.
All right, man.
Let's definitely do a face-to-face.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll be in touch with you.
All right, cool. See you, bud.
Later. That was sick.
That was sick.
Oh my God. Now that was a great interview. James, you're the man. And I just want to say thank you for coming in.
I'm gonna look
We're
at.
gonna take a picture. Wee.
See, and
Woohoo.
now when they see this, then they'll
Yes.
right the
It-
moment.
And they
that
will
took.
know it was from you.
Here, wait. We're gonna selfie. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Excellent.
So I want to thank the viewers that have been viewing on YouTube and on TV. I want to thank you for being a friend. And we got the Golden Girls in the background for it's so
Yeah, it's perfect.
the word epic.
Epic.
Epic final show. Thank you for being a friend.
All right. But it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, finally. It finally
Photography.
worked out.
I know in the last show.
I know.
Tree. This sounds like I'm gonna cry.
You should cry.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna miss you.
Sad state of affairs.
I wish I was getting paid for this.
I wish I was Betty White.
I
Oh,
know.
wait. No,
Isn't
she's
she-
looking old. You know, I wish I was Betty White, like, at my age, but with her, like, establishedness.
Yeah.
Because she can do whatever she wants.
She's crazy. She's awesome. I love her.
She can.
So, this is us saying goodbye. And thank you for being our friends on the TreeFrog and Friends show. We're gonna miss
Gonna
you.
do the, yeah,
gotta do the
the
goodbye.
pageant wave.
Give the pageant wave. You gotta say goodbye. You gotta do the goodbye.